The life of Tsietsi Mashinini, the student who ignited a revolution. In a country suffocating under apartheid, where black children were taught to be silent, a single student dared to raise his voice. His name was Tsietsi Mashinini, and his courage shook the world. Hobawan, a child of Soweto, born 27 January 1957. Tsietsi Elisha Mashinini was born in Pimville, Soweto. He came from a large, loving family, the second of 11 children. His parents worked tirelessly to make ends meet. His father was a driver, and his mother a domestic worker. Growing up in Soweto meant growing up under constant pressure, police patrols, passed laws, overcrowded houses, and unequal schools. But even as a child, Tsietsi was different. He was energetic, sharp, confident. A natural leader, he loved reading, loved debating, and loved questioning the world around him. The seeds of rebellion were already forming. Osew, a born leader. Morris Isaacson High School. In the early 1972s, Tsietsi attended Morris Isaacson High School in Jabavu, Soweto. This school was known for producing bright, outspoken students. Tsietsi quickly became popular. Teachers admired him. Students trusted him. He had a voice that commanded attention and a passion that could move crowds. This young man was not afraid of authority. He asked difficult questions about injustice, oppression, and the future of black youth. By 1976, Tsietsi Mashinini was recognized as one of the top student leaders in Soweto. Gome 3, The Spark. Afrikaans as a medium of instruction. In 1974, the apartheid government introduced a law forcing black students to be taught certain subjects in Afrikaans, the language many associated with their oppressors. Maths in Afrikaans, biology in Afrikaans, geography in Afrikaans. Teachers struggled. Students suffered. Afrikaans was not just a language, it was a weapon. Tsietsi felt humiliated. He knew his generation was being set up for failure. That humiliation began turning into anger, and anger began turning into action. 4. Rising of the Student Leader, 1976. At just 19 years old, Tsietsi Mashinini was elected SRC president at Morris Isaacson. He began organizing secret meetings with other high school leaders across Soweto. They formed what later became known as the Action Committee, the group behind the uprising. Tsietsi believed that the struggle against Afrikaans must be led by the students themselves. Young, brave, fearless. He had no weapons, only his voice and his determination. Calm 5. The 16th of June 1976, the day South Africa caught fire. Strong drums, marching footsteps. A large crowd of students fills the streets. It was a cold Wednesday morning. Thousands of students put on their school uniforms and walked out of classrooms. They carried placards that read, "Away with Afrikaans. Down with Bantu education. We want equal education." Tsietsi Mashinini climbed onto a makeshift platform and addressed the crowd. His voice carried over the thousands. "Comrades, today we are not fighting for ourselves. We are fighting for generations to come." He led the march from Naledi High, through the streets of Soweto to Orlando Stadium. The world would never forget what happened next. Police blocked the road. They aimed their guns at unarmed children. Tear gas filled the air. Shots rang out. Hector Peterson fell. And Tsietsi Mashinini, running through chaos, shouted, "Down with oppression. Forward. Amazoni. Forward." That day became known as the Soweto Uprising, a turning point in the history of South Africa. Haum 6. Becoming the most wanted youth in the country after June 16, the apartheid government launched a massive hunt for Tsietsi. He was labeled dangerous, instigator, enemy of the state. Police raided homes. They arrested students by the hundreds. But Tsietsi managed to stay hidden, moving from house to house, sheltered by the community he fought for. Posters with his face appeared everywhere. The most wanted young man in the nation was barely an adult. Ho 7. Exile, a long journey into the unknown. Realizing his life was in danger, Tsietsi fled South Africa in late 1976. His journey took him through Botswana, Zambia, Angola, and finally, Liberia. He continued the struggle in exile, spoke at international conferences, raised awareness about apartheid, inspired African nations to support the students back home. But exile was lonely. He missed his family, he missed Soweto, and he longed to return to the people he had sparked into revolution. Gome 8. Life in West Africa. Eventually, Tsietsi settled in Liberia, where he lived as a political refugee. He continued his education, gave speeches, and remained active in youth politics. But life in exile was hard. He was far from home, far from the movement he had helped create. Still, he believed that one day, South Africa would be free. Gome 9. The Mysterious Death. September 1990. In 1990, the same year Nelson Mandela was released from prison, Tsietsi Mashinini died in Liberia. He was only 33 years old. The official reports said he died after an attack in Monrovia, but details were unclear and mysterious. Some believed it was a robbery. Others suspected political motives. Many questions remain unanswered. His body was returned to South Africa and buried at Avalon Cemetery in Soweto, the same township where he had once led thousands in defiance of apartheid. Hum 10. Legacy. The youth who lit the torch. Tsietsi Mashinini never became president. He never led an army. He never held political office. But he did something far greater. He awakened the spirit of a generation. He showed young people that they were powerful. He taught them that their voices mattered. He proved that courage has no age. The 16th of June 1976, led by a 19-year-old, became a global symbol of youth resistance. Today he is remembered as the face of the Soweto uprising, a fearless youth leader, a martyr of the struggle, the spark that lit the fire of freedom, a hero whose name will live as long as young people rise against injustice. Tsietsi Mashinini began life as a child of Soweto and died as a hero of Africa. His story is a reminder that revolutions are not always started by presidents, soldiers, or elders. Sometimes, they are started by students, by dreamers, by young people who refuse to be silenced. Tsietsi proved that even the smallest voice can change the course of history.